Tag Show. With Jenna and Blue. Damn. Now, here's your host, Jenna and Blue Magic.
What's up? What's good? What's Gucci? You're listening and watching the Mixed Tag Show with
Jenna
and
Blue.
But you're wearing red, so
I have blue right here. I was ready
Jenna
for you.
and red. Huh?
No, don't.
Yep.
No.
Wait, you have to. No.
Nope. No. It wasn't funny. No.
Matt thought it was funny. You can see him laughing over there.
We got Matt back.
Yes.
For episode 30.
Dirty. How about we name this episode the one that was Dirty 30?
Sure.
Or maybe we can think of something else. It could be a little bit better. Anyway, what is up? What is in? Keep me in the loop.
I mean, how was my week? I don't know these. I'm old. I don't know these slang you talking.
See, gray hair right there.
Are you serious? I haven't seen any gray hair yet.
Get
Not
that.
you, Siri. Mind your business.
How was your week?
My week was good. My son went to school for the first time.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry.
You didn't cry.
No, I didn't cry.
Did you even care?
I cared.
So then
I
why
was
didn't you
proud. Didn't cry. Me and his mom kind of stalked the school bus though. Made sure you got to school safe.
Yeah, you
and
need to.
watched him walk into school for the first time.
Yeah,
I
actually,
think.
you need to.
Like we was legit across the street. Like had to use my phone to zoom in. Like that's him right there.
Wait, the school was like right across the street, and he decided to get on the school bus.
No, his school's like around the corner. So it's like
you couldn't walk him to school.
Nah,
You couldn't drive him to school.
Nah, they want him to catch the bus because when we're going off to work, his grandmother's home and she doesn't drive, so the school bus is necessary for him.
Okay.
So it's best for him to get used to it now.
Okay.
So we just had to follow the school bus. He didn't know he was following it. Nobody knew. We was just like telling it. Like
You were just being creepy about it. Creepy parents, those weird parents. And when he gets older, he's like, "Mom," like that type of thing.
kind of, yeah.
Dad, come on, really? Come on, bro.
We had to make sure he was good. I mean,
Yeah. Not me? No, I don't. Not me, but okay.
what else did I do this week? I feel like I did something else, but I can't remember. Do you remember what did I tell you that did anything?
You wanted to hang out, but Sunday's kind of a no for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I went to go see The Nun on Saturday.
What's The Nun?
It's a scary movie.
Nah, I can't see that.
Really?
I don't do scary movies. I don't do horror movies. I can't do that.
And then I finished my other project that I've been working on.
Good for you.
But not finish it, but
Worked on it.
skeletons and stuff like that. Shout out to Madi for helping me.
Who?
Madi, one of my best friends, she helped me like
Madi?
Madi.
Shout out to
You
you.
met Madi when she came to the live podcast at the bar.
Yes, she bought us shots.
Yeah, her.
Definitely shout out to Madi.
How was your week?
I was off this weekend.
Liddy.
I went to Scarsdale.
What's Scarsdale? I'm not sure what that is.
It's a little outside the Bronx. Me and my mom, we went up there.
What is there to do there?
So my lady that I go and get facials and stuff like that, she lives up there, and she
Okay.
actually has like a home office. Like her house is huge, and then she has like an office in
Okay.
her basement. It's real dope, and then she just gives us a real nice facial. So it's like a spa day. So I did that Sunday. I chilled out. You know, I didn't do anything crazy. Just ran some errands. So nothing too crazy.
You canceled on me.
So anyway, shout out to the WWE shop. You gotta fly. What happened? No,
You canceled on me. That's what you did on Sunday.
I did. What's the word, boss? I'm sorry. I don't like hanging out on Sundays unless it's early. And then
So
you
it's
live
on
back-
camera. She canceled on me, so she can't say I don't try
Right.
to hang out and build
Do
chemistry.
you have a tissue, by the way?
No.
Okay. Anyway,
Matt, do we have tissue?
Nope. All right.
You want a Kleenex?
What?
Do you want a Kleenex?
Didn't I just ask that?
This is no, not that kind of Kleenex, like the Clorox Kleenex that you wash.
Clorox wipes, Lysol wipes. That's what you're
Yeah.
trying to. Anyway, shout out to the WWE shop. You have a nice
I'm guessing that's a no.
You have a nice hoodie on.
Yes, I do. Have a NWO hoodie because it is hoodie season, and I love hoodies.
Actually, today was pretty.
I know I was kind of
humid.
mad.
But yes, you have. That's actually from the custom tee shop.
Yeah, shout out to Nathan in the WWE shop for this nice hoodie that I have on now.
Yes, and shout out to Nerds Clothing for lacing me in this Bella shirt. You can look, but you can't touch. Did you just almost?
I almost said the other word.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it. PG, buddy.
No, this word is not bad.
I heard another word.
Did you hear?
I heard what the?
Nah.
That word.
Nah.
Anyway, yeah, shout out to them. Thank you for sending us these shirts. You can get this at the WWE shop, and then you can get his hoodie also at the WWE shop, but at the custom tees part of the shop. It looks pretty good.
Thank you.
So
I can't wait to collect hoodies. Like, this is my season right here.
Yeah.
And during the winter, I wear hoodies too. Just a heads up.
Right.
I don't wear coats.
Right. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Anyway, and we also still have our giveaway, the Jimmy Uso and Naomi autograph. That's what it is.
It's autograph, flannel, T-shirts,
shirt, the whole bit.
It's a bundle.
And I just realized they have the whole Day One Glow shirts on the custom tee shop, so maybe we can give that away too. Maybe. Or one as not also, but
okay. I'm looking like you.
Yeah, I know where the coins are short. On that note, go to our link on our YouTube description in the box, or go to our social media. The link is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
On both of our pages.
Yep.
And also on the Mixed Tag Show.
Yep.
Right. What else?
What else about what? The WWE link?
I need you to be ready. The draft update.
Oh, the draft update. Oh, you want me to throw your alley?
Yeah.
Okay, you said what else? I thought you wanted me to say what else is the link available at. Know what I mean? So
do you want me to get into the points?
Sure. Well, how's the draft going so far?
So we have a new. Well, actually, we don't. Not a new leader, but we have someone creeping up on Night Riders.
A couple
of people.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this week as who won the week again. Shout out to TK Crew with 253 points. Applaud that man. So after that, we have Night Riders with 187 points. No, it looks like you're getting ready to do something. Petty Club Worldwide. Oh, you were getting ready for that. Petty Club Worldwide with 179 points. Evolution making a nice comeback with 169 points. Undisputed Nation of Domination, 131. New Generation X, 90. And Rich Fam Kev, 69 points. So in the lead still is Night Riders with 1,264.5 points. And the second is 1,176 points. Well, that's not the stable, but TKO has that, TK Crew.
Yeah.
Petty Club Worldwide is up next with 1,138.5 points. And then we have New Generation X with 815, Undisputed Nation of Domination, 641, Evolution with 500, and Rich Fam Kev, 312 points.
But next weekend,
Super Showdown.
Rich Fam Kev.
He might do some damage.
He got some racking up to do. He got Cena coming out. He got Triple H coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Cena and Bobby Lashley's gonna win that match.
Right.
So he got some things.
He might get some points. But on that note, Raw?
Yeah, let's talk about your show.
You want to start off?
So to kick it off, is there tension amongst the Shield?
Boom. So
Dum dum dum. Dum, dum, dum. The
so
Dogs of War came out and tried to.
The Dogs of War.
That's what he called them.
Who?
Braun Strowman.
Really?
Yeah. That's what they call themselves.
Oh, his crew.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I said they came out and started, trying to poke holes.
You mean poke the bear, like?
Yeah, poke holes in the clan.
What?
Poke holes in the clan. Try to divide them.
First of all, relax. You got a little too loud for me.
Because you couldn't hear me. You're like, what?
Well, yeah, but it was like control the bass in your voice a little bit, just a little bit.
If I talk like this, I'm yelling at her.
Right. It sounded aggressive. Anyway, what did you think? They were antagonizing. What's this guy's name? Dean Ambrose, basically saying Roman and Seth are essentially using him. Remember when Seth turned on Dean and Roman, and they got their little championship, and you're like the weakling. Say the word, we'll come and come and help you. You can join us. What do you think? Do you think Dean is turning anytime soon?
I don't think he's doing it anytime soon.
Okay.
But I felt like that was a good seed to plant.
Yes.
Because they were speaking a lot of facts. Like, he got injured and Seth Rollins got teamed up with Jason Jordan, like, ASAP.
Yeah, which is right. Obviously, that wasn't Seth's fault, and it's not that Seth wanted that.
Right. But it was just like,
so
they always replacing you.
Yeah.
But when you was on your own, you was flourishing. Like,
right.
So it was a good thing. What I didn't like was the match later on that night that they made which was the Shield versus Baron Corbin and AOP.
Why?
Because, like I said, AOP should have been with Braun. Why would you put AOP in this match now?
Yeah.
That means nothing with Baron Corbin. It looked weird. I was afraid that one of them was gonna take the pin. I was like, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I didn't think it looked weird, and it gives, I guess, Baron more muscle. The only person that looked weird out there was Drake Maverick.
we've discussed that already.
Right. But in regards to what I think what they're going to do with Dean, I think the reason why when he returned, he didn't turn heel because everyone is expecting it. And I think this was a situation where WWE was like, listen, it's kind of like with, I know every week I mention, but it's like with Sasha, right? Everybody wants her to turn heel. Everybody wants this person to turn heel, and we're waiting for someone to turn heel. But instead of giving us what we want, they kind of want to do the surprise
play the long
thing.
game, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we'll see Dean turn heel soon. But obviously, we saw that wasn't going to happen. But the seeds have definitely been planted.
Yeah.
It's been implemented.
And I can't wait for it because it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking?
What's up?
You had Seth he had the first heel turn, and then Dean does it, and then Roman does it. And every so often, every couple of years or what have you, the Shield gets back together to fight the good fight.
I don't know if we're going to see Roman.
Fight justice.
I don't think we're going to see Roman do it.
I don't know. We'll see.
They got to protect their investment.
You never know what happens in a couple of years from now. You never know who might be the next
Word
big thing.
life.
This is basic thugonomics. That song was hard.
Yeah. I was watching the video when we posted it. I'm like, yeah, this was like I missed wrestling back then.
Right. So when do you think Dean will turn heel, though?
Enough time for WrestleMania. I'm still advocate of at WrestleMania it's gonna be a 3-way match between the Shield for the heavyweight title.
I read that somewhere. that because they had their debut match at WrestleMania MetLife.
Right.
Back in 2013. So the best way to have the triple threat match would be revisit at MetLife. So I think that is a possibility.
So around Royal Rumble was a good time.
Yeah. So we'll see. With AOP, you think what do you think with them? They made them look foolish?
It did. It's like it was in a pointless position. It didn't make them look foolish because they looked strong during the match for the most part until Super Roman came in. And kind of like
Super Roman, here you go.
And then came in and did his thing, but it just sucks where the tag team division is at right now on Raw, in my opinion. And tag team division in general. I mean, SmackDown does a little bit better, but
yeah,
I've seen this online. AOP, Ascension, like so many different tag teams are just sitting. The Good Brothers,
Did the Ascension essentially get their first win on the main roster? Well, it wasn't both of them. I think who fought? I think it was Connor.
Connor.
Yeah,
I think it was Connor.
Win. Yeah, his first win
the
on
big guy. Let's call him the big guy.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. The tag team division on both brands is a little going through a rough patch at this particular moment.
Yeah. So I don't know about AOP. Hopefully they find something for them soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do something where Maverick, I don't know, man. It just looks weird.
It just looks super weird.
It just look weird.
Even if, you know what would look better, though? If he wasn't in the same type of
in a gear.
Even if he came out in a suit, like a nice, sharp, black suit, just looks like he means business. Like you're managing them.
Right.
It would be more believable. But when he comes out in that gear and doesn't even look fitted, it just looks super weird.
And I would add on to that, just have AOP come with him to 205 Live at this point. Like, this is my muscle. I do something for them, they do something for me.
That's true, but he plays a face on 205 Live.
They gotta change that. He can't.
He can't be inconsistent, like
right?
That.
Like
especially with well, they do the same thing with Leo.
Leo Rush it can work a little bit more because he's still cocky no matter what. He's still the same person no matter what. In this one, you're trying to be aggressive with these guys, and then on 205 Live, you're like, all right, guys. Yeah, nah, can't work.
Well, essentially that whole feud though with the Shield and what is it?
The Dogs of War.
Basically dominated Raw, but a big moment that happened that I don't think essentially was supposed to make headlines. Natalya and the Bellas versus the Riot Squad.
And we said this is going to happen. Like, they keep putting the Bella Twins with the Riot Squad, and we're like, but then you're putting them over the Riot Squad. The Riot Squad been putting in a lot of work, and they're still rusty. You can see that they're still rusty. Now this past week,
Nikki's not that.
She's not as bad.
Hasn't been bad
because Nikki's wrestled longer than Brie. Brie took like 2 years off, right?
But Nikki's had some time off as well. Regardless, if you both have a long period of time off.
Yeah, but she still had times when she came back and then disappeared, came back.
I mean, but also understand too, they both were at Royal Rumble, so essentially, and then they both left at the same time, so they still had that same amount of time off. And again, it's just like if you don't work out, yeah, one person might have worked out longer, but if you stop working out, you're both at a certain point where you're both not. You have to get your endurance and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't really. I just take it as. Honestly, one twin is better than the other. That's what I think.
Well, that's how it's always been pushed. But when I say that, it's because Nikki has wrestled last year. Brie didn't. Brie didn't wrestle until wrestling onto Royal Rumble.
Right.
So,
but then also Nikki, after a while, stopped wrestling. Because I'm just remember the whole argument, and I'm not comparing Shawn Michaels to the Bellas, but it's like
disclaimer now,
right? But you told me a couple of weeks ago when I said, "Well, Shawn Michaels hasn't wrestled in a while.
Right?
He's gonna have ring wrestling. I don't want to see this, blah blah blah." But you said it's Shawn Michaels, right?
Right.
So he's just gonna always have it in him. It's
right.
kind of like the situation with Nikki and Brie. Yeah, one has wrestled a little bit longer than the other, but if one just has it in them more than the other, and ring rust is not going to play a part. It's just that their ability, and it shows.
Well, it shows, yeah. But like again, I just think it's just how long she's been out. It's not even just that. Overall, right now, she needs to train a little bit more. That was reckless. Like,
yeah.
When you look back at the video, she was even looking at her and throwing the kicks. And it was like, because she kept looking at the corner to make a point when she first started, and then she started building.
I mean, but the first kicks, see, so there's a reason why I decided to wear the Bellas shirt, just because, as everyone knows, I'm not the huge biggest fan of the Bellas,
really?
But I don't want to be that person that attacks people, and I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm just saying that's what they got all this week. They got attacked. Well, not them. Brie got attacked, right? And it wasn't clean. They weren't good at all. But she won't be the first, and she won't be the last person to botch. You know what I mean? People get on Sasha. People get on Charlotte. People get on Seth. People get on... it's part of wrestling. You're going to get botches. It's very few that a person is going to be clean. And it's not like she did it on purpose.
No, it's not that she did it on purpose. But there's a difference between making a mistake and a careless move, like reckless situation. To me, the same thing with the elbow when she hit Ruby with the elbow.
Right.
That was.
But then it goes back now to what I said earlier, that she's not.
She needs to go back. That's what I'm saying. She needs to go back and do some more training, because she got kicked in the head not once but twice.
I mean, but she did a total of 7 or 8, and the majority of them did hit.
Right.
And then I was reading a lot of what a lot of people had to say, and also I looked at it. A lot of people were like, "Oh, because Liv leaned forward," but then I'm like, "Well, she kicked her, and the impact is gonna make your reflexes."
Not only that, but sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah. Not only that, but you don't know if that one of those kicks took the wind out of her, and she kind of went for it, like
right.
Because she did, to look at it, she did that a couple of times, went forward, and that's what I'm saying. That's why you got to pay attention. If somebody's moving forward when you're kicking them,
yeah,
something's not right.
Well, again, but at the same time,
it's not ballet.
It's not ballet, 1, and 2. Maybe there was a lot that could have been on both ends.
Right.
A lot of it, majority was Brie. And
right.
I'm not saying she didn't mess up, because she did mess up badly, but
you didn't like the flack she got.
Yeah, I mean, I can learn to forgive, we live in a day and age with social media. People live behind computers and cell phones, and they think they're, big and bad and want to say this about someone, but when they get in front of that person, they're not going to say that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a mistake, and she apologized. It wasn't like she did it intentionally. So, but yeah, I agree. At the end of the day, she does still need a whole lot of work, and I don't chalk it up to ring rust. I really don't, because it was prior to that.
It's a consistent thing. That's all I was about to say. Yeah, it could have been a mistake and what have you. Mistakes happen. Yeah. But with Brie, it happens too often. Yeah. Way too often. Yeah. Last week, she tried to do the suicide dives twice.
Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
I don't remember. Yeah. My days are mixing up. Yeah.
Well, on that note, it was a very scary situation because Liv was definitely out of it.
You could tell.
And the funny thing was, you notice, she was woozy or whatever. They got her out of the ring. She still went back.
And did the suplex spot.
The triple suplex spot that she wasn't supposed to, because the ref even tried to keep her out. And then afterwards, when she rolled out, her and Sarah rolled out, like Ruby and Sarah, actually, you can see her, like, obviously they're going to her to make sure she's okay, part of the storyline, but to legitimately see if she's okay. Right. And then obviously for the rest of the match, she was back there. So there was just, in general, that was a sloppy match from all parties. Just, Liv continuing, because at that point when you have a concussion or whatever.
She wanted to finish. That's what they're taught.
But they're also taught, if you're legitimately injured,
you're a competitor. You don't want to go out like that.
Well, but that's what, like you said, they're taught that, but they're also taught, especially with now all the wellness policies and everything like that. But we'll get a little bit more into that later.
Glad she's safe, and the Warriors got the win.
So there you go. So rating, what do you give it?
I give like a C. I don't remember much from that Raw, to be honest.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't
think it was that bad. I honestly, what was it? 3 weeks ago when we were like, yo, this is really, really bad, right before Hell in the Cell. Right. I've thought it's gotten progressively better. I'm not saying, it was an A+ show, but I thought it was progressively better.
But it's bad when you still have to compare it to the worst show that you had of the year.
It's very true.
Nothing's gonna top the Go Home show. I don't think anything's gonna top that, unless David Arquette wins the title again. But
of course, we'll have this conversation pretty soon that this was really bad.
What did you give it?
I give it either C+, B-. I didn't think it was that bad.
Okay, and the people gave it a C.
The same vicinity.
Yeah. Let's go on to my show. My show that continues to progress and do well.
I mean, if it progresses, it means it would be A+ every week, right?
It has been for the most part. Except for that 1 week that
past
Go Home
couple
show.
Of weeks, it hasn't been A+, has it?
Last week it was.
Was it an A+?
Yeah, the only time it really slipped was the Go Home show.
There was a couple other shows in your.
But I hold it to a high standard, but the people like it, so.
Okay.
Want to start off my show since I started off yours?
So we had a new look to SmackDown Live. Instead of Miz TV, we had Truth TV with R-Truth and
Carmella.
A new look Carmella.
I like the look on her.
Yeah, she went back to her natural roots. Although it was a little, I noticed her hair wasn't like fully brown. It had a little reddish into it. But it was a good look. I'm a big fan of Carmella. Now that I think about like my top favorite women superstars, she's up there.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue that. It was definitely a funny segment.
It was.
The 7 seconds dance break was hilarious.
So what do you think about that? You think they should continue with?
He can't.
You can or you can?
You can't. He lost the match to Miz.
Oh, see, I missed. I completely. I was so into. You know what it was? I fell asleep. I was completely into the actual segment of Miz TV. I mean, Truth TV. But I didn't know I needed R-Truth and Carmella as a team.
Dude, they're hilarious together.
They're super funny.
And I've said this online. I think R-Truth is very underrated.
He is.
Like, he still could go in the ring. He's funny on the mic.
You know what it is with my thing with R-Truth? And it's funny because, every time we post these clips, and, like, especially from the Attitude Era, I'm like, that's R-Truth. Yep. I forget that R-Truth's been in this company for years. Yep. And he's knocking on the door of 50, but he's out there, just killing it.
It's like he's 30, 20 again.
Yeah, he's in great shape. But I think, he's underrated. However, I feel like some of the gimmicks he's had, like the whole little Jimmy thing.
That was awesome.
I didn't think it was that great.
That was hilarious.
Now that I think about it, it was just I how do I put this without being like too politically correct? I just hate.
I get you.
You know, when you get too like ethnical type,
right?
Not ethnical, like ethnical type characters, and you give it to certain wrestlers. I don't know if anybody's gonna understand what I'm talking about, but
I get what you're saying.
You know, so I there's a fine line.
Time.
Yeah, it's just a fine line that it could be cringeworthy or downright insulting, right? So
yeah, but the thing with Little Jimmy was more so about him seeing an imaginary friend.
No, and I understand, and that has nothing to do with you know, color or anything like that. But just the whole his attire and everything and all that. I was never for that.
Well, that's really him because he's a rapper.
Yeah, but he doesn't really dress like that now. But they
keep it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, R-Truth, I just want to see him with one more mid-title run. Yeah. Before he gets retired, what have you. Yeah. He had a great run in TNA as world heavyweight champion over there. Yeah. Again, like, he's just underrated, and Carmella's starting to continue to grow more and more, and it's great that they had that kind of chemistry. Yeah. So. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I would love to see it again. And like you said, the 7-second dance break was random but super funny. I was ready for the animal show. Miz messed up everything. Of course he did. Relentless. Becky has been killing this heel tweener role. Yeah. She took the ball and she's ran with it. Yo, that was hilarious when she attacked her and told the guy, keep taking pictures. Oh. We need to see this. Not only that, she gave Lana a hard time. She's just like her swag, and it's so funny because I think about right before SummerSlam when I was on the Big Four. You know, shout out to Janelle, Haven, and Tatiana. When we were on there, we were just discussing all that and our predictions for Becky and Charlotte and Carmella, who was going to take it, and how they felt. Well, Haven didn't think that Becky was boring, but there's one of the things I said was give her a role to run with, like give her something to do. They gave her this role and she's running with it. You know, they tried the whole heel thing, and we're just behind her, right? So it's just like just let her do what she want to do, and she's killing it. And I truly hope that they continue to let her just run havoc. Like, her swag is just like, it's borderline disrespectful how she is to everyone right now. Well, Charlotte, right? And you know, I love to see that Charlotte's not getting the upper hand. So, and she also had a decent match with Lana. Lana's getting a little bit better in the ring herself. I mean, even when Lana got in the ring, right, it was just like, I didn't find her to be bad. You know what I mean? Like, you know how some people, you're just like, oh, what are they doing? Eva Marie. Yeah, Brie Bella. You know what I mean? It's just. You know what I mean? When Lana first got in the ring, I was just like, oh, okay. I don't know why they don't give her more matches. Yeah, and then you can see now they're trusting her more and more. Right. So yeah, it was a decent match. Obviously, it was kind of like a squash match though. Yeah. So, but yeah, Becky's killing that role. You think we're ever gonna find out what happened in Milwaukee? Yeah, I heard a lot of people were saying that there was some ties to The Rock with that or whatever. Are you serious? Yeah, because apparently there was a joke when The Rock was on and they had that whatever with Rusev and Lana. Oh yeah. I don't remember the actual segment or what have you, but yeah, I don't think that they're gonna go anywhere with that. But yeah. But now Randy Orton again comes out and attacks Ty Dillinger. I hope. What do you think? I hope that there's a feud that comes out between the two. I wish there was, but the way that Randy was talking during his interview, he was just like, yo, I just didn't like the 10 count. That's stupid. And I hope, because again, Ty's up there and it's just like, okay, he's been up there for what? For a while now. 2 years now. Are you sure? It's been like 2 years. He came up with Sasha and them, no? No. Oh, God. I'll fact check. Go ahead, keep talking. Anyway, yeah, and he's just been up there and hasn't done anything. So it's just like, Give him something to
Give
do.
him something to do. So I really hope this, and this is the rub that Ty needs. So I'm definitely here for that. Especially when a few weeks ago, or like a month, we were trying to figure out who can we pair Ty Dillinger to.
Right. We said at first that it would be dope if they kept him and R-Truth and Carmella together, but then it was like, he came up last year, 2017.
And again,
I didn't say it was definite. I'm like, okay, he might have came up 2 years ago because it's Ty Dillinger. He made an appearance. You know what it is? I'm counting Royal Rumbles, and he made that appearance at that Royal Rumble in 2016.
Anyway, so on that note, I like. Hopefully, this is a feud that continues, and people can say what they want about Randy, but he's
fulfilling his. I just found it interesting that it's another person that Nakamura's wrestling that he just jumped in and just.
But see, here's my thing: is like we gave him Shinsuke the title, and he.
Naka America.
Regardless, he's non-existent. He hasn't had a feud since Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even a real feud.
No, because Randy Orton stole it.
So what do we do with Shinsuke?
Give him somebody viable to battle.
Ooh.
Who's available right now on SmackDown's roster?
I don't know.
Who?
I don't know. Like, yeah,
It's a lack of faces on SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown's been doing a good job with just all their characters, but maybe
somebody from the New Day.
No.
No. They can't go after a singles title by themselves?
No. But or maybe how about Kofi?
That's what I'm saying. When the person's from the
Or Maxine, what about Kofi?
Kofi would be dope. Shout out to Kofi too, because right now,
No, I don't know.
He broke the record.
What record?
Of longest title holding.
No, not longest title holding.
Not like the
amount of days he's held the tag team titles.
Yeah,
I want you to like
the amount of days. Okay, Kofi Kingston broke the record for the amount of days held of a tag team title by a person this past week.
Well, because if the people don't know, you just saying, "Oh, well, this, that."
I mean,
this, that.
I didn't know if you want me to go into it now or not. But yeah, Kofi Kingston could definitely go for a U.S. title run. No, he deserves it. In my opinion, he's been holding it down for a while. He has some great matches.
You know who's held it down?
Who?
Samoa Joe.
Of course. He's money.
Daddy's home. Oh, Wendy. What do you think?
So disrespectful.
So disrespectful. You know what irked me about that segment?
What?
The mailbox that said Styles on it. I'm like, damn well that man's last name is not Styles. That family's last name is not Styles. But whatever, I get it. But I was like, that looks stupid. And I'm pretty sure AJ Styles is not living in that
house.
Yeah, with a picket fence and what have you. Like, really? It's the
effort. I like the effort. The concept.
I like the effort, but it's just like, okay, I was making it a little bit more realistic.
Nah, I liked it the way it was. It gave me a feel of when Randy went into Triple H's home.
Yeah.
And then when DDP was stalking Taker's wife.
Yeah.
Like, it gave me those kind of feels. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So
it was a cool segment, and I would have loved just a little bit. I know they didn't want to maybe cross that line, but I would have loved if they would have went a little bit deeper.
Right, like let him open the door and creep around the house while everybody's sleeping or something like that.
Exactly, because if we're gonna have Randy freaking basically breaking people's earlobes, let's at least we can push the envelope just a smidge with this. But I liked that. I thought it was dope.
Talk about SmackDown, right? We're right. There's no faces on SmackDown. I'm looking at the roster right now, and the only face is what? AJ Styles, Big E.
New Day, basically.
New Day.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan.
And the Usos.
And then the Usos are tweeners.
No, the Usos are face.
They're back faces again?
They've been faces.
Okay. And R-Truth.
Right.
And now Rusev.
And Ty Dillinger.
Rusev and Ty Dillinger.
Well, you're saying no. You just named mad faces. Now, what you mean
singles, in the singles department, it's only like 4 or 5.
And they're all occupied right now.
Most of them is occupied.
All of them. There's not one of them that's not
doing something right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, if you're gonna call up people, they need to be called up to SmackDown Live, essentially.
Yeah, because the heels are like packed.
Yeah. So, and that's on both rosters, honestly.
Yeah, let me look at Raw real quick.
Anyway, what do you rate SmackDown?
I'll give it a B. It wasn't great, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I'll give it a B. People looks like they gave them a B plus. So again, we're all essentially in agreement.
In the same bucket.
Right. Anything with 205 Live and NXT? Leo Rush had his match.
Yeah, Leo Rush had his match against
Noam Dar.
What
do you think?
It was a decent match.
It's okay. It wasn't. They hyped it up a lot. It could have been a whole lot better.
Yeah, it could have been given as much time as Hideo Itami versus Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
But, you know, Raw is difficult to gauge because they still got the 205 Live people up here.
Yeah, but they're not really doing
That's
anything.
what I'm saying. Like, well, yeah.
Anyway, that's the week's shows. We're going to get into hot topics.
Nothing big happened, right?
Right. Going to get into hot topics.
Let's get into hot topics.
So Raw has its lowest viewership ever with 2.3 million viewers, and it drops for a 5th consecutive week. What do you think?
The downward spiral continues.
I mean, there's a correlation. When certain people aren't on the show,
it drops. You talking about this person?
Exactly. It drops. I won't say she's the main reason why it dropped, but there's just that along with the same storylines. There's essentially, right, when we went over Raw, it was 2 storylines that we essentially went over. And if whatever happened to Liv, if that didn't happen, we really wouldn't be talking about it.
We wouldn't have nothing to talk about.
Exactly. So,
and doesn't help that Monday Night Football is happening right now.
Exactly.
Doesn't help that the MLB is going into their playoffs right now. So those games are those games are important, right? So everybody's tuning into different things.
Exactly. So, and again, for me, if I'm an owner of a company and I see again that I have competition and I'm not doing well,
I want to find ways to spike the needle.
There you go. According to WrestleVotes, this is one reason why probably Raw viewership is decreasing. Shawn Michaels may have a few more matches, including one being at Survivor Series against the Dead Man.
So I know you're about to get on me again.
My nose is just running. Excuse me.
Where is it going? I know that you're going to get me about the Shawn Michaels thing, but I said it. If it's one match, fine. Since this is not one match, I have a problem with it. This is stupid. Why are we bringing him back again to face the Undertaker of all people?
This was my point. You opened the door. Let's bring back this part-timer. Oh, let's milk him. He can still wrestle. Let's milk him for what it's worth. Then now, honestly, what was it? WrestleMania 25 and 26? Complete waste.
That's the case when you should have brought him back to face AJ like I thought about doing. I would have wanted to see that more than him and Taker again.
It's a complete waste. Those are couple of the classic matches we've ever seen at WrestleMania. Means absolutely nothing.
Well, I won't go that far because Ric Flair has wrestled since his retirement. We're not saying anything about the Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair match.
Yeah, but this was this was supposed to be the retirement match. This was supposed to be that's it.
But that was it too.
There was a difference. There was a different aura between the two.
No, I'm gonna put you behind a shed and put you down. It's time for you to go night night.
Difference between the two.
I mean, he hasn't wrestled on WWE product, but
exactly. But we're talking about WWE. You know what I mean? It's ruined for me. A couple of my favorite matches ever at WrestleMania is completely ruined.
It's not ruined for me. I still enjoy those matches. I still go back and watch them from time to time.
What it means, it's like having Austin and Stone are the same person. Rock and Austin fight again. Rock and Austin fight again. There was symbolism in that when The Rock had to give him 3 rock bottoms in order to beat him, right?
Yeah, put him away.
Right, because of the 3 matches they had together. So there's symbolism. There's a point for that, right? So I just feel like you're gonna bring this. We're gonna do this for what? There's nothing for us to have this match.
That's why I said if it was to have him to retire Undertaker, like I got you the way you got me kind of situation, fine.
Yeah.
But now you have him about to wrestle at Survivor Series and do a tag team match at Crown Jewel.
According to Dave Mesler, Dean Ambrose was supposed to turn heel originally when the Shield got together and before he injured his tricep. So it goes back to what we were saying, right? He was supposed to turn turn heel. I think most people thought he was pretty stagnant. I thought he was stagnant. Wow, my nose is just...
Is what?
Nothing.
Go ahead and say it.
I'm not going to say it.
Say it.
I am not going to say it. He was very stagnant, right? And it was a good thing when he came back, he didn't have that same look.
Yeah, he came back buff and ready to tear the house down and, with some aggression to him.
Exactly. So, obviously, the heel turn is coming soon. I agree. I think maybe more so around Royal Rumble.
Yeah, instead of the WrestleMania.
Yeah, so I hope it comes soon because it just gives another intriguing story.
We had a very bad week ourselves because...
Wow, I didn't finish. I didn't really
sorry?
finish my train of thought.
Okay.
My statement.
I thought you were... Okay.
No, but forget it. Continue.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Continue. Forget it.
No,
forget
go
it.
ahead.
Forget it.
No, go
No,
ahead.
forget it. No, I don't even want to talk about it. Forget it.
I think you're just mad because Sasha Banks is currently injured.
Of course I'm mad, but I don't like you, so this adds to that.
So
yes.
So yeah, WWE announced that Sasha Banks was being pulled from the Mixed Match Challenge, which was replaced by
Mickey James.
Yes. And then they took it away from the live events, and nobody knows why.
Exactly. So everyone's been trying to figure out and do their whole investigation as to when she exactly got injured because there has no been sign of injuries.
Right.
So what do you think?
I don't know. My sources hasn't said anything either. They haven't heard much of anything about it, which is kind of crazy.
A lot of sources have absolutely no idea what's going on. And now I'm starting to believe this is storyline. At least I'm praying that it's storyline and not an actual injury.
Storyline for what, though?
I just think back when in 2016 when she 2015 into 2016 when she randomly disappeared from...
Oh, yeah, she's dealing with the back injury?
No, it wasn't when she was dealing with the back injury. No, it wasn't when she was dealing with the back injury. She just randomly disappeared from TV. And then she made her return at Royal Rumble. And she got that huge pop, and then there was she had that essentially big year in regards to storylines and pushes and what have you. I feel like that might be the situation, possibly the situation. I don't know. I hope that is because her being injured, especially so close to Evolution, is a loss for the WWE.
Yeah, and especially if they're going to try to do this tag team thing. So it was kind of random that they just stopped the tag. They just sold out shirts. So if they did this for a storyline, I don't think this is a very smart move.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but then again, I don't know. I don't have any inside sources, so maybe in fact she is injured, but no one.
Maybe she got injured at home.
That could be another thing too.
Like she probably was working out.
When she was working out.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you would think though, because even with Alexa, right? It was just she had numbness in her arm. Like you're aware of it.
Right.
I mean, the wild thing is, I'm trying to think back to a situation where they've kept injuries under wraps.
Not saying anything at all.
I can't think of an injury that they didn't mention within a couple of days.
Right.
Like even the only thing is, I'm trying to think with Nia Jax, did they say?
Nah.
So maybe it's a situation. Eventually, we found out she had a leg injury she was recovering from, but
they didn't say anything.
So I really don't know. But yes, it's very unfortunate, and I'm crying inside. I don't know if you can see the pain in my face.
Here's something to cheer you up.
Okay.
Paige discussed this past week, finally, about what happened on the night that ended her career.
Yeah.
And she has said that it's not Sasha's fault, as many has came to assume.
Right. So she, like you said, she explained that it wasn't Sasha's fault. Paige actually called the move, and Sasha did it. And this is a move that's been done numerous times.
They did it the night before. Right.
It's a move that has been done numerous times, and just this time, her neck didn't hold up.
Right.
For it. She said she felt like it was like whiplash in a really bad car accident.
Right.
So, yeah.
It was the doctors had told her that her neck wasn't as strong as before.
Right.
And it was a risk to go back in the ring. Same option they gave Edge.
Right.
And Edge decided not to go back, and she decided to go back and almost got paralyzed from it. So we're glad it didn't go that far, but it was one of those things that she needed to happen to have her stop. So it was a blessing in disguise in a way.
True. And she said during the match she tried to continue, and then essentially Sasha was the one to tell her to stop.
Yeah.
And
she fell.
And then she went when eventually she was able to get back to like backstage, she said that Sasha was there with her through the whole thing and kept apologizing. And Paige said it's not your fault. It was never. None of this is your fault.
Right.
And even afterwards, still she's been pretty supportive in that sense. So
yeah, it's good that the two are still talking to, because we know that Sasha's gotten a lot of flack for that incident. People has blamed her. They still blame her. But, you know.
Well, and the thing is, like, people don't realize, like, it goes back to what I said earlier with the whole Brie thing. Like, you have internet trolls, like, people that hide behind screens and think they'll say all these things, they'll never say it to your face.
Right.
And don't realize the wear and tear that these wrestlers actually go through. In your neck, you've seen it numerous times. Like you said with Edge, we saw Stone Cold's neck was never the same.
Right.
Right? That essentially ended his real. Kurt Angle's, you know, he's been in pain throughout his career. Nikki Bella, even to a certain extent, right? And I feel fearful for her.
Yeah.
Because it's a neck injury. And I remember when she came back, there was something about them saying
she had to change her finisher.
Not even that, but to slow down still because,
right.
You know, the way her neck was healing. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, on Total Divas.
Exactly.
The doctor told her, I would recommend you not wrestle anymore.
Exactly. So
he straight said it. He's like, I would recommend you not do it.
Exactly. So this is the risk that they take, especially when you injure your neck. Like any other type of injury, it's like, okay, we can come back from. But once you hurt your neck, you're on like thin ice.
I'm dealing with a neck injury right now, and it's not extreme as that, but it's like certain things you just do. It's not the same comfort anymore.
Right, and you, like you said, the recovery and just things that you haven't do is still not guaranteed that you'll be 100%.
I still get numbness in my arms just for sitting.
so imagine someone that's constantly wrestling. My only issue with that, and I get it that Paige, you have to come out in your own time.
Right.
But I was talking to this with my friend, and I was like, it sucks that they waited so long, or whoever waited so long to confirm that this wasn't Sasha's fault. Because, again, she got a lot of flack. Like, this the ruthless things that people say online. And we forget, like, yeah, they're celebrities, they're, you know, known figures, but they're also humans, right?
Right.
And I'm pretty sure, okay, yeah, you see one comment, but then you see 2, you see 3, you see 4, you see 5. Saying all these hateful things like I wish you get injured, or I wish you die, or this, like crazy things. I'm pretty sure it has to get to these people.
Yeah, I think more so with Paige, it was like she had to deal with the injury and accept, because I don't think she really accepted it, even when she got the GM role.
Yeah.
To accept that her career was over. I think she's just now finally, because if you look at her from Instagram, that she's starting to enjoy life again. Like, she's accepting that, all right.
I know, and I get it. And I'm not, like, and I want people to be clear, I'm not saying, oh, you're a bad person for not coming out and saying it right away. But on the flip side, someone else got essentially bullied, you know, and ridiculed and this and that and third because, I don't know, if she personally decided to wait, or if this was also part of, like, storyline for Total Divas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks if that's to sell a story.
Of course, they're gonna say.
And then it sucks, and then it comes down to, okay, well, someone else is getting hurt by it.
And maybe a third option. You know how Sasha is. Sasha's probably like, don't worry about that. Just focus on yourself right now. There's also that option.
I heard other options, but that's something to talk about. That's something to talk about off air. But yeah, so going back to injuries. Liv Morgan, it's been confirmed she has a concussion.
Yeah.
So
you can tell from the moment she got hit when she went over, and then for Brie to try to pick her up.
Yeah. Well, again, see, this
no.
When you say Brie tried to pick her up, she's trying to pick her up because to help her to the.
Yeah, no. I'm saying, like, just when Brie tried to pick her up, you could just tell the body.
I thought you were just saying, like, damn, Brie did something else.
No, like. Okay. You could tell her body was limp, like
crazy. It was that was actually scary how her body went limp, and I think too a lot of people were like, "Wow, is that really good selling?" Like, yeah, you can tell her body was limp, but because then when she continued again,
she kicked out. I didn't.
She didn't. I mean, no, but she didn't kick out with much
force. She scrolled. Yeah,
that was a very weak.
But still, to have the conscience of, when you're dealing with a concussion, to have the conscience of mind to roll your shoulder off the mat.
Yeah, but I also think if you look at it, Bree's kind of telling her to.
Right.
So there is a lot going on, and what I will say was impressive that again, she went to go for the triple suplex, even though it might not have been the smartest thing to continue. But you got to give her that she has heart.
She was trying.
Right? So we wish her a speedy recovery.
Yeah. Get better, Liv Morgan. I'll post our picture later.
You can post our pictures. No, don't post our pictures either because I look completely drunk in NOLA. That's what I met her.
Oh, you met her NOLA too?
Yeah.
I didn't see that picture. You didn't show it to me.
I put it on my story so everyone saw it. And I know you saw my stories because I saw you watch my stories. But okay.
I don't remember stuff. I was drunk. It was NOLA. Like, how long ago was that?
April, I remembered. And I remember you saw.
Your memory, my memory are different.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm a genius. I sent you that article.
So I'm not a genius.
I sent you this article on purpose.
So I'm not a genius.
No, but I want you to understand that sometimes I forget because my brain works in different ways. And I am very,
According
very
to WrestleNews.com, women tag team champions will be crowned at Evolution. I think we've been talking about that, and it's pretty obvious that that's going to happen. And even according, well, I don't know who this is according to, but the designs have been submitted for the titles also. So that looks like it's essentially a done deal. No, you have nothing for that?
I mean, it's about to be October.
Literally.
It is October.
No, it's not October, but yes.
Monday is October.
Yeah.
And it's like, so what's the setup? Like, how we crowning these champions?
And what pisses me off is that, okay, Super Showdown is what, next week?
Next weekend.
And then you're already booking a match for Crown Jewel with the triple threat match and then a possible another match, I believe.
The tag team.
Correct. So
what's going on with Evolution?
So I honestly, at this point, and if you been watching or listening to the show, the excitement we had around it is gone. I'm completely not hyped for it anymore.
To backtrack to NXT, we did miss an announcement. They did announce that Shayna Baszler will face Kairi Sane at Evolution for the NXT Women's title.
I'm not excited for that, though. That doesn't make me go, I can't wait to see Evolution.
Fit that in there.
That's fine. Well, good job.
But, yeah, Evolution is not very as exciting. And as I didn't buy my ticket yet. I'm just...
Yeah.
I mean, we're planning for it, but we're not planning for it. I don't know. I think that kind of hurt our excitement.
And then Sasha Banks apparently is injured, so you don't know how long that's going to be for. So just a lot of things that killed our excitement. So,
speaking into the women's division, Mia Yim has officially signed with WWE and NXT. Finally, applause for that. I love her in the ring. I don't know how you feel.
She's dope.
Okay. You said it at the same time, so that's why. But yeah.
Even though you know how I felt because we spoke about it earlier. But okay.
I had to throw you the alley-oop so the listeners could know how you feel.
Mia Yim, she's super dope. She has that whole Blasian thing going on. So,
right.
And the crowd, when they chanted for her to get signed, they got their wish.
And the crowd is very. They done that for Cedric Alexander, and now they've done it for Mia Yim. Last year, everybody was wondering why she didn't get signed in. There's a few people they should have signed last year.
Yeah.
I got to recap this year's. I haven't really watched Mae Young Classics as much.
You didn't watch anything this year.
I did. I watched the Mixed Match Challenge.
You didn't watch Mae Young Challenge?
Mae Young Classics?
Mixed match, May match challenge.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
May match challenge, mixed May classic. Yeah, that.
Yeah, no, I watched the mixed match challenge. I haven't watched the May classic. I watched the first one. Yeah. I got 2 more to watch.
Okay.
It's just a lot to watch now, and then I've been binge watching Shameless, and WWE hasn't been exciting me as much. So I don't really want to.
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to take a break from them.
Well, keeping it to the women, and this is our last hot topic. So there was an article that was released, I believe, last week or early this week. I can't. No, it was last week.
Last week
from No DQ. I forgot the person who wrote it, but essentially, that author, or
I'll fact check it. Go ahead.
Yeah, basically was blaming the Bellas and the Divas are ruining this Evolution. So you had a few people that voiced their opinion, basically saying this article was terrible. Basically, you heard it from Carmella, Paige, and I feel like you heard it from a couple of other people.
Stephen Luke.
Okay, so Stephen Luke. So, on that note, our debate discussion to end off the show: are the Bellas ruining Evolution?
I won't put it solely on the Bellas because that's just not fair.
Right.
Because it's not them. They're not booking the show. They don't put money behind it.
What did you, before I I apologize. What did you even think about that article?
I agreed for the most part what they were trying to say.
Right.
But just to say that it's on the Bellas is not. It's not facts. Like,
Right.
It's not just them.
Right.
It's not their show. They don't do anything.
They don't book the show.
Right. They're just there to get paid to do what they asked to do.
Right.
And even then, I wouldn't mind Bellas being part of it because in a way they kind of helped. They kind of transitioned from the Divas division to the women's division in their own right.
Right.
It's not their fault that they came into something that was the way it was because they tried to change it away too.
Right.
So the article, I understood what they were trying to say, and it's things we've been saying for the past couple of weeks.
Right.
Is that Evolution was supposed to be focused on the now,
right?
But you're now focusing on those that was the Divas to begin with the Divas mindset kind of behind it, and then now we find out why is because Vince McMahon is running the show,
right?
So we can't really get mad at the Bellas because they're just doing what they're being told. But to me, I would love to see Evolution be more about NXT UK women.
Right.
NXT women, the girls, the women that's on our SmackDown and Raw right now.
Right.
You shouldn't have to call back to the Bellas to come back early because as you can see, Brie's not even ready for that.
Yeah.
Now you're calling into Trish Stratus, you're calling into Trish, you're calling into Lita. Who else are you gonna call? And are they gonna be ready? Because Royal Rumble was something totally different than having a complete match.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree with the article. I just don't think that you should just put it on one or two people.
Right.
It's just a collective thing. The focus should be on the evolution of women's division, which is Asuka, Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, the Riot Squad.
Right.
You have all these people, so why do you need to call old people? What do you think?
I agree 1,000%. I wasn't outraged by the article. I got what's his name, Stephen Luke, was trying to say in regards to that. I think it was also worded poorly because, again, like you said, the Bellas aren't in control of creative. They just do essentially what they're told, right?
Yep.
What all the wrestlers essentially do, right? There's very few that actually have creative control. So it's not like they say, yo, let's come back and we're going to get all the matches and do all of this. No, obviously that's not the case. But you have, let's keep it 100, so many other women wrestlers that are leaps and bounds better than them.
Right.
That it's not, how do I say, it's not fair that, like, they're very much included into this evolution.
Right.
Because I was thinking about it right before we had the show this week. Like, they're the perfect bridge to divas and then the women's superstars, because they came in at a time where, their looks were what matters, but they weren't in bra and panty matches. At least I don't recall, because I don't really remember watching it.
They were.
Like that.
I don't think they were part of bras and panties matches, but they were part of the diva search.
But that's what I'm saying, though. That's why they're the mixture of the two. Like they, you can see that they have the ability, and I respect them, because it wasn't a situation where it's like, okay, we're gonna get into the WWE and become famous and do this and that and third. Yes, they got famous and big outside of the WWE, but they love wrestling.
Right.
Nikki's damn near risking her life
right.
at this particular moment because of her passion for wrestling. So I can appreciate someone that appreciates wrestling and that's their passion and learn to love it.
Right.
While others are just in it just to be in it. And I'm not saying that's anyone currently, but obviously in the past we've known that there's superstars, not just women, but men that are in it just for the money and fame. Right? So I respect them in that sense. And then obviously when the whole Give Divas a Chance and the Divas Revolution came about, they got with the times, right? It wasn't like, okay, we're going to still wrestle a certain way. No, we're going to wrestle aggressively. I remember when Brie and Sasha had their matches, they had pretty good matches.
Right.
You know what I mean? They did stuff. So I got to give that to them. So no, I don't blame them at all. I really don't blame them. It's not their fault.
Right.
Yes, I would love to see. I'm biased because I want to see my favorite excel. So
exactly.
I hate that someone could be gone for so long and someone that's already been killing it gets put on the back burner for
somebody else
that's not even as good as them, but they're needed. They're needed for evolution. And again, I don't even have an issue that they were brought back to have matches, right? the people that I have kind of an issue that have matches are the women that are actually old, like the older women
Lita
superstars.
and Trish.
I'm on the fence about them, but in general, you know what I mean. I don't know, because then I'm really on the fence. Like, yes, I want this to push storylines, current storylines. I don't know, but we got away from that. So
when Evolution was first announced, I was excited because I thought it would be a clinic of great matches.
Right.
You know, like the people that could actually put their matches together, the people that never get a chance in the ring to actually have a chance in the ring to have the time. We don't got to rush for the guys. It's just us. We have our time, and we can do what we wanted to do. I'm not getting that feel that it's gonna happen.
And I wasn't even so much excited about that. I was excited for the fact that we're gonna have a pay-per-view that's nothing but women's storylines. So that meant the month of October we would fully focus on women and their storylines and not men. And I'm intrigued by this because if Crown Jewel is happening right afterwards, are we gonna put the men's storylines on the back burner going into Evolution?
Most likely not.
That's what I'm saying. It was more a rhetorical question. Just we made a big announcement and an excitement for this, and we're treating it like the essentially what's the Saudi Arabia pay-per-views and this Australia pay-per-view should be treated. Like as it's kind of like a huge live event.
Right.
You know what I mean? But not an actual pay-per-view. So again, I was more so excited for the fact that we were going to get storylines that would help push certain people's careers and what have you. And yes, we will also get dope matches and see people that we don't get to see typically. Like Ember Moon has been called up to the roster. That's a great talent. She's not the best on the mic, but that's a great talent. Exactly. And we're not getting anything with that. Yep. You know? But again, we see Nia and Ember getting paired up together. You see Mickey and this girl Alicia being paired together. So essentially, it just seems like now all the women are being paired up for tag teams.
Right, and this is what I was afraid of. It's like you don't have enough women to do this, so now you make man-shifting teams. And
it's not that you didn't have enough women, because not everyone had to be in a tag team tournament.
Right.
You know, it could have been literally a couple of teams, honestly, to do it. If they really wanted to make it work, you could have. You didn't have to bring in other single stars to do this. But it's lazy booking. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I know the debate question kind of went left because now it's just more so like, are we happy with Evolution?
Yeah, no, that's
but
fine.
Going back to it, no, the Bellas aren't ruining it. By far, they're not ruining it. They have to be a part of it. They're the past. You know, in order to get to your future, you have to revisit your past and then the present to get to the future. So, I think it's a little immature to blame them and the divas, but it's also not fair that as soon as they come back and just certain people just get an automatic push.
Right, put right in front of the line.
Yeah.
Real quick about the Evolution, me and my friend of mine, I'm not going to mention his name, we had a discussion about this. It's like Evolution was so hot because, it was the advancement of women's wrestling in the WWE. Everybody was excited. Slowly, they turned the Evolution into marketing. It wasn't even a movement no more. It was a marketing plan. And that's how it looks at it right now.
What do you mean, as it was more so a marketing plan?
Because look at Evolution. It's more of like a marketing plan. You're putting your Ronda Rouseys, your Bella Twins in the front.
Yeah.
And then you're putting the people that actually moved the Evolution to the back.
Yeah.
So now, instead of it really being an evolution or revolution, it's become a marketing plan.
Yeah.
Let's make money from it. Let's put the people that's going to get
But
us
I mean,
in the front.
ultimately, what it comes down to, and I remember the interview Triple H had, I think it was after the takeover, it was like on a live Facebook thing, and he was saying, oh yeah, we just gave the notion that we gave the women their pay-per-view because of the Saudi Arabia. I don't know, it was just something along those lines, like, no, we didn't necessarily give them this pay-per-view to make up for Saudi Arabia. No, you guys actually did.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, it is a marketing point. And the funny thing is, and we had this conversation too with Nia Jax, right? She's becoming more of a popular figure. Not
public.
Not quite there, but she's out there with, just being marketed outside of WWE.
Yep.
You have Sasha Banks, who's on MTV and BET or whatever. So you have people that are in currently that's current,
right?
That you could use to market, but you decide to bring Rhonda. And yes, she's at the end of the day, she's money. I know you don't necessarily agree with this her being there or whatever, but she is money, right? But
is it though? Because Raw ratings haven't gone up.
I'm stumped. You got me there.
Like, Raw ratings haven't really gone up. Like, is it though? We've asked an MMA person and Matt, would you watch wrestling because Ronda went over to wrestling? No, because she lost. She lost that stigma that she was the best in the world, and they're trying to put her as best in the world in WWE when the real best in the world is really still fighting in MMA.
See, but the thing is, though, you've gotten more coverage on places like ESPN and different outlets.
They still had that anyway.
Yeah, but it's more of a focus. I don't think Ronda's necessarily the one that you pin that on. I think it's just WWE as a whole. You've done a poor job ever since whatever going PG to really, and that's the irony is you went PG for more sponsors and to be more TV friendly or whatever, but you're struggling for that commercial success. So I pin that on them for not being.
I don't blame Ronda. It's just
I know you're not blaming Ronda, but what I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure would be a more of an interest if the WWE did a better job of building their product. That's what I think the issue is, where there's the disconnect.
Did you hear the rumor about WrestleMania with Ronda
and Charlotte?
No.
Actually, didn't we talk about that last week or not?
Yeah,
okay.
Not that.
Okay.
There's rumors now that it's supposed to be Ronda versus Cyborg. That's what they're trying to get.
Oh. I don't know. I don't even want to think that far. But yeah. I just think again WWE is doing a poor job of marketing their product, and when it comes down to original question with the Bellas and Evolution, I think they've done a poor job with just building the women.
Right.
It was good media coverage. Give Divas a chance, and Divas Revolution and women's Evolution. It was great, and we were all for it, and we believed it. But now we're slowly seeing slightly reverting back, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Let's go back for the money play.
What?
It's like, let's go back for the money play.
Which was that even a money play though? Like did the Divas even do anything for WWE at the time?
No.
Right. I feel like right now the women are doing, because you literally have merch for the women, right? You see how many times people buy women's merch and not men?
Yeah.
So, no, yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it.
Go ahead, say it.
No, it's not for here.
It's the point of the podcast.
No,
Bonus question. I guess we're gonna start this because you do the polls and what have you every week.
Yep.
So it's a good touch to add on our Instagram. So I figured, hey, let's talk about it on the show.
Sure. So I'm gonna give you 7 people. You keep 3 and you fire 4.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Sasha Banks, Bailey,
Boss time.
Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, the Bella Twins, and Alexa Bliss.
So I fire
4 now. You can keep 3.
Obviously, I keep Sasha Banks, Bailey, side of Charlotte and Becky. Oh, I don't know.
You gotta choose one.
Charlotte or Becky?
Damn, Bella Twins and Alexa Bliss is not okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
Because
I got it. Go ahead.
And I'll explain why. I'm not gonna even, and I don't even want to shade them, but Charlotte or Becky, I may be leaning towards Charlotte. I may.
Yeah, I need a definite answer.
Let's go with Charlotte. I'm sorry, Becky. Charlotte.
Okay, why?
Well, the reason why I would fire the Bellas and Alexa Bliss, because they're replaceable. Right?
Right.
I think you can find pretty girls anywhere that have mediocre wrestling skills. You know, one might be good on the mic, one might not be so bad. Might not be good on the mic. They're replaceable.
Right.
Right. Sasha, I'm not going to get into it. Everyone knows. Bayley, I still feel like she has star power. If pushed properly, I feel like she has star power. So I would keep her. I envisioned her as kind of like John Cena, just for little girls and or kids in general that just gravitate, what she should have been. Charlotte, in the right feud, Charlotte can give you gold, right? It's just a matter of when they push her too much, that's the issue. But if Charlotte's in a really good feud, as we saw with Sasha and now with Becky and even slightly with Asuka, there's gold there, right? There's 5-star quality. Becky, I'm impressed with this heel turn, but as a face, can she give you that success and we want to build around her? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my reasoning for Charlotte over Becky. Your turn.
That last line of yours kind of changed mine.
Yeah.
Because originally I had mine set like Bumpy. I know where I'm going.
Right.
But then that whole face thing.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm still gonna go with it because I think I have faith. Of course, I'm gonna start off with Sasha Banks.
Yes.
I'm keeping her, and I think she has the quality to be a great face to lead a division. I'm gonna go.
I think we've seen it. But go ahead.
I'm gonna go Charlotte Flair, and I'm gonna go Becky Lynch.
Okay. What made you almost change?
The whole face thing, because you said that you haven't seen if Becky could carry as a face.
So who would you if you?
Because I was gonna switch her out for Bayley, because Bayley, for the carry out as a face. Okay. But at the end of the day, when I go down to like abilities, I'm more based on abilities.
Bayley's really good in.
She's very good in the ring, but Becky could out wrestle her.
Okay.
Charlotte could out wrestle her. Sasha could out wrestle her.
Okay.
And they all have a persona that they could, all 4 of them have personas that they could live off of.
Yeah. But
in the ring, there's always this debate, right? Of who's the best top 4 horsewomen, and at the end is always between Becky and Bayley. They always flip flop. And right now, I haven't seen a lot from Bayley in the ring, much difference or much growth.
Is that her fault?
It's not her fault,
right?
But it's like if I don't see it, I don't know.
But then for that matter, though, with Becky, we didn't see that until recently, right?
I've seen it. I've seen glimpses of it though when she was in NXT and even when she had those matches in SmackDown and she was champion.
But we saw that with Bayley as well.
Nah, I've seen the same thing from Bayley for the past couple of years. She hasn't really grown in terms of like move sets, abilities and stuff like that. Okay. Don't get me wrong, she's good. She's great in the ring, but Becky, she trained with Finn. You know what I'm saying? Like she has that edge to her. Charlotte and Sasha are naturals in the ring.
Yeah.
They can adapt to whatever. With Bayley, I feel like it's always kind of the same with her. Don't get me wrong. She's great. She could sell. She hits her moves on point. Yeah. But with Becky, you get submissions. You get suplexes. Yeah. You get everything. You get everything. Yeah. So that's why I'm going that route.
See, my thing is with Bayley, though, is just I agree in that sense, but again, it's like if whoever is booking a match, right, and you're limited on what you're supposed to and what you can and cannot do, I feel like no one's really giving Bayley the green light and been like, yo, you're going to do this, you're going to kill this. Because remember that match, Sasha had her match with Asuka, and that was one of the best matches we saw this year. And then right afterwards, Bayley had her match with Asuka, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't. But it was just that we saw Sasha and Asuka first. Right. So that we had to compare that to that. Right. And it's just that with Bayley, again, it just feel like there's always circumstances where you just like, you're not going to really, really let her shine. Yeah. Right? Because if you give her the ability to shine, like I said with Becky, she'll do it. Remember when Bayley went off on Sasha and said, you ain't, you know what I mean? We saw this aggressiveness that we haven't seen ever. Because they don't book her that way. Right. So I truly believe if you book Bayley a certain way and give her time to go in a match, like really, really go and not put her in a tag team match, you'll see more of what you want to see from her. And then on top of that, she's going to push more merch than Bayley. I mean, she's Bayley. She's going to push more merch than Becky. So I feel like that's someone who is the full package. Don't get me wrong. I love Becky. Becky's killing it.
I'm not arguing that.
You know what I mean? I just don't think she's a full package like Bayley has. And we've seen it based on merchandise, right? Who has the most? Sasha and Bayley. And then Charlotte, Bayley has, and then Becky gets here and there.
Yeah, I think Becky, if they give her more options of like gear, again, it could go either way. That's why when you said the thing, I quickly
You were on the fence.
It's not like they're far apart.
Yeah.
It's just that, like you said, they haven't given a chance to Bayley to do it yet.
Yeah.
But I've seen it from Becky.
Right.
So that's why I went the Becky route. To be honest, this was a better debate than the thing with Evolution, because Evolution was like, we agreed on.
I mean, yeah. But most of the time we agree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, the Bellas and Alexa Bliss, like you said, they're replaceable.
Yeah.
I don't see the big hula about those three. Don't get me wrong, I love watching them. I watch Total Bellas, watch Total Divas. I stopped watching Total Divas with the Bellas because it was too much Bellas, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Someone told me that.
So I kind of fast forward the Bella part.
Someone literally told me that it doesn't make sense, especially when you have Total Bellas.
Right. So I fast forward them during Total Divas.
Yeah.
I think Alexa Bliss got taken off because she's not very interesting to them, I guess. I don't know. And then I think her
which is the irony is she's interesting on the mic, right? So for someone like her real character, she's not as interesting. I find that pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's dope that she bring in her character like that. And plus, I think her and Nia Jax like they're not friends anymore. Really?
No, they believe they're cool now. They started following each other again. So I don't know if that was storyline or what, but
I will see you on Total Divas because it started last week.
Yeah, I don't think they'll mention any. I don't know. I don't watch it. Whatever. Is that our show?
That's our show.
Because my nose is
what.
That's our show.
Your nose is what?
Make sure you follow us at the Mixed Tag Show on all our social media, such as Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can follow Blue at
Blue Magic Grind, spelled how to sound, or you can follow Jenna at
Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBEE. And yeah, catch us every Thursday and what are you doing? Okay. And again, head on over to our link. If you want to purchase some merch from the WWE shop, they got all the fly gear. We're laced with fly gear. We're kind of matching with, and then the room is red.
Yeah, we're back in the red room.
That's it.
We got Matt back.
Holler, put something for him. Nope, that's not him. Boom. All right, that's our show.
Reach. Stop being lazy. Don't get me sick or all this sniffling.
I have allergies. Shut up.
It's the Mixed Tag Show. Mixed Tag Show. With Jenna and Blue.